As probably a good chunk of you know, I am a very huge fan of the Path of Nihility, and as such, I have to say that I am thoroughly disappointed in Jiaoqiu, and it hurts me to say this. Because of what they did to him, okay? Not because he's bad, he's amazing, I absolutely adore playing him, he's so much fun, but so many people are going to shit on him because of his demo, because I tried playing his demo, right? And at first I thought I was just being stupid. I thought that I was not playing him properly, you know, because they bring in a team of Asta, Misha, and Natasha, which to begin with is incredibly weird. But you know what? I was like, let them cook. They probably know something that I don't. But I was doing no damage, so I retried it and retried it and retried it, and nothing really was working. Until I looked at his stats, right? I decided to press like the C button to see what else like he had going on, and then I see Pioneer of Deep Waters, which concerns me because I'm pretty sure Jiaoqiu is meant to be a DOT character. He's supposed to run prisoner in deep confinement or something of the sorts. Yet he has the Pioneer set, the Acheron set, the one for crit-based characters. Okay, sure, maybe they built crit show. Who am I to judge? But then he had 29 crit rate with the passive buff of Pioneer. And that's when I began to be concerned, because then he also had 88 crit damage. So like, did they build this sort of like Jiaoqiu to be like a Christmas edition? Only once a year will he crit? Because what is this kind of build? This build makes it makes no sense. My brain is just so confused. How could they fumble the bag so goddamn hard? And I feel like the more I kept looking at it, the worse it was getting. Because like, okay, true, okay, like it doesn't work on crit, but he's built on crit. This team is not really sufficient. Guinaifen is a promotional character right now. Why not pair her up with him? Just it physically made my body hurt. And I'm pretty sure people are going to do this trial and they're gonna be like, huh, Jiaoqiu's not really that good, huh? Or, you know, they're just gonna be like, oh, like, you know, I've heard so much about him having been debuffed, that he got nerfed to oblivion, that he doesn't work anymore, he's not that broken. But legitimately speaking, he does do a lot of work. I've been enjoying his gameplay so much, both on the Burn team as well as on my Acheron team. I am upset though that I cannot charge him faster like I did with Guinaifen in a Kafka team, but it's still fun to play him in a Kafka team. So I will repeat myself, what the fuck did you do, Hoyo? Also, it's really cool that his ultimate increases all others' ultimate's damage, so huge fan on that for specifically Acheron. But yeah, essentially what I'm trying to say is, I do not know what Hoyoverse employee number 1827 was on, but my guy, I need that, because in order to reach this level of confusion, you must have smoked something super strong, because I still don't understand how we reached this point with this particular build. Also, this is just a personal pet peeve to see, okay? But like, I know that some stats were wasted on the crit rate and crit damage, which, you know, it could happen. From time to time, you're not going to get the perfect artifacts. You might get a little bit of sprinkles here and there. But, like, why so much had to be wasted on there? I do not know. And the other thing is, right, like, okay, so for context, one of Jiaoqiu's passive says, hey, for every 15% effect hit rate that exceeds 80% on Jiaoqiu, you will get an additional 60% attack, which is freaking huge, because essentially for the low price of, I think, like 3 substat rolls on, actually no, it's probably more, but like for potentially, let's just say that like 4 substat rolls on effect hit rate, right? Because I think that should be enough for 15. You will get 60% attack. Like, that's just wild. And based on math, this would cap at 140. So tell me why, Hoyoverse, did you go to 154? And like, okay, maybe like it's just, I'm going insane. The thing is, mathematically speaking, right? Let's assume that there had been another level past, like 240. It actually capped at 300. At 154 effect hit rate, it wouldn't proc because you need every 15%. So that would have just been wasted substats once again. And it's just, I know that I'm ranting too much and I needed to vent about this because I genuinely am such a huge fan of Jiaoqiu. I have pulled him, I looked at his kit, I overanalyzed the hell out of him. As a character, he's incredibly intriguing and really cool and one of my favorite ones to be released to this day so far. But they cucked him. They absolutely obliterated him in his demo. And I gotta say, that shit ain't demure. I have no idea what that means. But whatever, just, it hurts. It crushes my brain. Also, I do want to apologize if I've been screaming at the microphone perhaps a bit too much. I just really needed to vent this off my chest. Because, again, this is such a great character. People have been, like, messing with him because it's like, oh, he looks like an NPC. It's like, my guy, he has a much more, like, improved version of what the Alchemy Commission people have. What do you mean? I don't know. I need to defend this boy because he is incredibly cool. He is so much fun. I'm currently running him on full prisoner in deep confinement and a fleet of the Ageless because I'm planning on using him still as a potential support for some of my other DOT teams. And, you know, increasing the attack is always a good thing. He's incredibly speedy. And he regenerates his energy incredibly efficiently, which I personally am a huge fan of, right? And my one gripe, which I feel like I can easily fix just by adding Huo on that team, is just like the energy recharge, because I feel like I'm needing to use my skill too much. And I feel like after a certain amount of uses, I no longer need to use this skill. But I want to be able to keep his AoE field up at all times. So there's a bit of an energy problem, and this is with an energy recharge rope. So I'm just hoping for the best. I'm testing out a few teams. So far, you know, my best solution has been running him on acheron because, of course, he was intended to work with acherons. But, like, you know, at that point, it doesn't work with my energy efficiency because I cannot run Huo and acheron the same. I mean, I can, but it's not really efficient. So therefore, I don't do it. I still gotta see. Also, just before we wrap up this video, because I feel like I'm ranting perhaps a bit too much, have you all seen his Eidolons? Because this man has probably some of the most broken Eidolons I have ever seen across the board, except for his Eidolon 4. But, like, let me just read them to you, right? Starting off with his E1, which is Pentapathic Transference, which says that it makes all allies deal 40% increased damage to any target afflicted with Ashen Roast. This says allies, meaning that it also includes him, unlike something like the speed buff from Ruan Mei. And on top of that, he doubles his efficiency with applying Ashen Roast whenever it is triggered by his passive talent. That is broken. That is insane. And then we move on to his Eidolon 2 from Savor Come Suffer, which just says when an enemy target is afflicted with Ashen Roast, increase the multiplier for the fire DOT dealt by Ashen Roast to the target by 300%. Which means that now your Ashen Roast DOT is doing 4 times more damage. What the... I try not to swear, but still, what the hell? Eidolon 4, which is, in my opinion, the kind of weakest because it doesn't help you go faster, but it's still very useful. Leisure in, Luster out. When the zone exists, so like his ultimate, reduces enemy target's attack by 15%. Not the most impactful. It's still nice to have so that you don't die, especially when you're not running a shield. But, I'll take it though. It's still very nice. However, things just become giga broken at Eidolon 6. And mind you, Eidolon 1 and 2 were broken already. But look at this one where it says that when an enemy target gets defeated, their accumulated Ashen Rose will be transferred to the enemy with the lowest number of Ashen Rose, essentially making him like Black Swan in that regard. However, it also says that the maximum stackable limit of Ashen Roast is now increased to 9. And this also, on top of that, reduces all type resistance by 3% for every stack. Now, mind you, I don't know what the number is for the defense reduction that we get whenever we have an Ashen Roast at Trace 12, but I know that at 10, it is meant to be 7. So this means that you get a 63% like defense shred on an enemy, or better said, damage amplification on an enemy, and then you get a 27% all type res reduction on the enemy. Also, the fact that this Eidolon makes it so that you can forever keep 9 Ashen Roast on all enemies forever is busted. It's stupidly broken, and I'm tempted to get his E6. I don't have the money for that, but this is gonna be a long-term project, because legitimately speaking, he is just that goddamn broken. Jiaoqiu might actually be the most broken character with his, with like these Eidolons. But everybody's gonna think he's trash because of his demo, because Hoyo absolutely murdered my boy. The word I feel so bad for, I forgot his name, but like Kazuha's voice actor, who also happens to be Jiaoqiu's voice actor. I'm putting the his name on screen. I feel so bad. I have like someone, like a lot of the names of the voice actors like remembered, but his is escaping me right now. It's like, but yeah, essentially, Kazuha did bad because everybody thought, oh, he's just a bad character. It's just a 5-star Sucrose. Guess what? People are gonna do the same with Jiaoqiu. They're gonna realize how busted he actually was this whole time, and that he's gonna be gone. And I'm gonna be upset, and everybody's gonna be ranting, and I'm gonna have my Jiaoqiu and his Eidolon 1 potentially, and his light cone, and I'm gonna be happy. But I'm also gonna feel sad because so many people that will finally learn to appreciate Jiaoqiu when he is gone, and then we have to wait like a whole year before he returns. Anyways, that has been my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will be a proper lengthy video, hopefully by Sunday, because I didn't have time to work on, I've been working on my other video, but I took a break from it to record this one because I really had a lot of pent-up rage in order to unleash upon this world. Anyways, thank you for listening to me yap. If you enjoy this sort of content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, and you really help supporting out the channel. I appreciate you all. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Jiaoqiu and just any other things regarding, like, I don't know, like this patch, or like the new March 7th, which I also need to make a video on, because new March 7th is so perfectly designed that it makes me happy. I'm rambling on too much. I do not know how to run a video, so I'm just gonna say, have a good day, have a good night, have a good morning, whatever time zone applies to you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.